Exodus chapter 40. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Set up the tabernacle of the tent of meeting on the first day of the first month. Place the ark of the testimony inside it, and cover the ark with the veil. Bring in the table and arrange the items on it. Also, set up the candlestick and light its lamps. Position the golden altar for incense before the ark of the testimony and hang the curtain at the entrance to the tabernacle. Place the altar of burnt offering before the entrance to the tent of meeting. Position the laver between the tent of meeting and the altar, and fill it with water. Set up the surrounding courtyard and hang the curtain at the entrance of the courtyard. Take the anointing oil, anoint the tabernacle, and consecrate everything in it, along with its utensils. It shall be holy. Anoint the altar of burnt offering and all its utensils, consecrating the altar. It will be most holy. Anoint the laver and its base, consecrating it. Bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and wash them with water. Dress Aaron in the sacred garments, anoint him, and consecrate him so that he may serve as a priest to me. Dress his sons in tunics as well. Anoint them just as you anointed their father, so that they may serve as priests, and their anointing will grant them a perpetual priesthood throughout their generations. Moses did everything as the Lord had commanded him. In the second year, on the first day of the first month, the tabernacle was set up. Moses set up the tabernacle, placed its sockets, set up its boards, inserted its bars, and raised its pillars. He spread the tent over the tabernacle and put the covering of the tent on top of it, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He placed the testimony in the ark, set the poles on the ark, and put the mercy seat on top of the ark. He brought the ark into the tabernacle and put up the veil for the screen, covering the ark of the testimony, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. He placed the table in the tent of meeting on the north side of the tabernacle outside the veil. He arranged the bread on it before the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He placed the lampstand in the tent of meeting, across from the table, on the south side of the tabernacle. He lit the lamps before the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He placed the golden altar in the tent of meeting before the veil. He burned fragrant incense on it, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He hung the screen at the entrance to the tabernacle. He placed the altar of burnt offering near the entrance of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting. On it, he offered the burnt offering and the grain offering, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He positioned the laver between the tent of meeting and the altar, filled it with water, and washed his hands and feet, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Whenever they went into the tent of meeting or approached the altar, they washed, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Moses set up the courtyard around the tabernacle and the altar, and he hung the screen at the courtyard gate. So Moses finished the work. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Whenever the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, the Israelites set out on all their journeys. But if the cloud was not taken up, they did not set out until the day it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and there was fire within the cloud by night, visible to all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys.